Hi, welcome to All Things Possible. I'm Kris Barney and I'm thrilled to have you join me on this episode. Our episode today is, do you even like yourself? Now, I hear all the time, I do a lot of coaching, a lot of training, and I hear all the time, oh, we're told to love ourselves, it's our self-love and how we sabotage ourselves. And we have to look for, some of us look for validation from the outside, some of us are looking just for approval, right? But all of us have issues in this area, and I am going to be raw and real in this episode today and give you kind of some back history and when I hated myself. And I honestly can say I did. I hated me. And I'm sad now because I lost out on loving me, right? I lost out on being my best friend. But I also learned a lot of things on my journey, and I want to share some of that with you today. Before we jump into the meat of what we're going to talk about, I want to invite you to, and usually it's right here on the screen, it might not be right here, but to go to my website, www.allthingspossible.biz, and join our community. I put out, or my husband and I, Bill and I, put out a blog and a video blog. We put out information, we give tools and healing concepts, things that will help you on your journey in your life. And I would like you to join with us. So if you haven't gotten your free 7 Traits gift or your session with Bill, go to our website and jump on, join us now, and become part of the All Things Possible community. Okay, so let's jump in here and get started. For many, many years, I have had an issue with loving myself. I had all these people that would say, oh, you need to love yourself. You just need to decide to do it. You just have to change how you feel. And that if you really wanted to get to the deep me, it came down to that I didn't love myself. And it was a tough struggle. I grew up in the time, and maybe some of you have grown up in this time too, where you didn't brag and boast. You didn't tell all about yourself. You didn't have a Facebook page and showed your winning reel out all the time, all the good things, right? And all the happy things and all the fun and play. And now, that's what we get to compare to, is everybody's edited version of their life versus our own. And so it's really easy to get discouraged, frustrated, and really down on ourselves. And during the years that I grew up, there was a lot of competition with a twin brother. There was a lot going on in my world. And it wasn't just my parents. I had wonderful parents. But it came down to my belief system. It came down to what I believed. It came down to what I felt like I had to accomplish and what I had to do, and whether I was living up to that or not. It came down to my perception of what life was all about. Again, we didn't brag and boast. If you were braggy and you were all that, you were cocky, you were arrogant. It was not looked at in a good way. And so to have that going on, I was raised from school to community to church to home with, you don't say, I'm all that. And you really did compare yourself to everyone else. And you wanted to do as good as their best, right? So there was always this competition. Now, I kind of had a competition side to myself all along anyway, that had nothing to do with anyone else other than I'm competitive. But it added up to where I got to my adulthood, and I did not even like me. I can honestly say I hated me. I went through a lot of time where I really, really struggled. And maybe that's you. Maybe you're just like, I'm right there. So I want to talk about this because it all kind of came tumbling in a couple weeks ago. I want to tell you a story. So my oldest son is getting married this month, and he needed pictures, baby pictures and childhood pictures to create a video for the wedding. So I'm digging through pictures and I'm getting all these things. So pictures from a long time ago. My son's 30. And that doesn't age me at all, right? But I'm digging through these pictures. And while I'm in this process, and it's several hours of digging through pictures and making sure I've got what I need, and I all of a sudden start having my Facebook kind of blow up. And my husband is like, oh, don't be mad. And he talked with me. Now, he did mention he was going to do it. I did not force him to not do it, right? But he actually took 3 of my swimsuit pictures when I was a professional model, and he posted them on Facebook. And he said, I'm headed to Lake Powell, thought I would share a few swimsuit pictures of my wife with you, right? So lots of laughs. Well, if you follow my husband and I at all, we banter all the time, we have fun, we laugh a lot. It wasn't a big deal. I was like, you're putting swimsuit pictures on Facebook? Are you kidding me? Right? I can have a fit. I could get angry. I could get upset. But let's be honest. They're professional modeling pictures. Now, it was before the internet, but it was not before computers. It was not before real life pictures. Okay, so I have these hard copies, but they were online. If you were to dig deep enough, you would have been able to find them anyway. So me getting upset at him for him posting, and yeah, you can say, oh, you're just being like, la la la, you're just posting your wife, whatever. It was actually quite comical. We bantered back and forth and teased about him spending time in the doghouse, okay, and it was all fine and dandy. But it was a huge lesson for me, because I looked at those pictures and thought, okay, I was like a size 6. I wore sometimes a size 8. For a 5'10", big boned, big structured girl, that's not big. And what I can tell you is I looked at those swimsuit pictures and all I could see was that, look at what I looked like, and I hated me. I thought I was huge and fat and ugly. I didn't have any confidence. I was not out in the world trying to make a difference for others. I was stuck in my shell. And I had someone tell me once, well, until you love yourself, you can't love others. I'm like, oh, you're so full of baloney. I love my kids. I'm a good mom. And I was a good mom. But I didn't love the way I could have. Now, I'm not saying you don't love your kids if you don't like yourself. I'm saying that there's more love there. There's a deeper love. There is more to you. And until you find that and really embrace it, it doesn't show up. What I want to tell you is that you are your own worst enemy. You're in judgment of yourself 24/7. And maybe you don't judge yourself all the time, but I'll bet every day you're harsh to yourself. I'll bet there's stuff going on in here. I've got a friend that speaks all the time on the bully between your ears. She does a phenomenal job. It's true, we bully ourselves. We do not give ourselves the benefit of the doubt. But several things happen to make us do this. Okay, we look for approval, outside approval from other people. Well, they can only judge according to what they know, right? So number 1, they don't know what we've been through. Number 2, they have no clue. Okay, so people have no idea what size I am or how much I weigh. They can look at me and go, oh, you're bigger than you were, right? But when it comes down to needing outside proof and approval, we're looking for somebody else to validate us. And what I can tell you is most of the time, people are mean. And most of the time, they will tell you one thing to your face and something else behind your back. You don't need outside approval because they don't have the same criteria. They have no idea what your childhood was like. They have no idea what you're going through right now. They don't know. And they can't know what's best for you if they don't know all of the information. They don't know your belief system. They don't know what you've been through. So one thing I like to teach all the time is what others think of you, what others say about you is none of your business. I'll repeat that. What others think or do or say about you is none of your business. It doesn't matter. They don't have all the facts. They don't have all the criteria. There's no way they can know. Nobody else does. And yet we tell ourselves all the time the information from what we just heard from them, right? Well, this is what had happened. I was a 4.0 student. I had a college degree. I was a professional model and thought I was ugly and fat. I did runway, pregnant. And I had a lot of calls, right? It was just interesting to watch how I didn't believe in myself, and yet that's where I was. I was a multi-business owner, a successful business owner. I was the director of a daycare and preschool, and the whole time I hated me. I looked for outside validation. I constantly was asking, well, what do you think we should do? Instead of trusting my own feelings and trusting my gut and doing what I knew I should do. And even though I had all of this going on, I was very successful, and I'm still very successful. I promise you, you will have days, I have days, I'll be on a stage, and you get off a stage and there's judgment going on. It's really hard to go, I'm not listening, right? It's really hard to be like, I'm my best friend, it's okay. That's hard, really hard. And this is the biggest I've ever been. Do you think being a professional model, it's easy to go back on stage not in a size 6? Do you think it's easy to not be as agile or as pretty or as young? No, not at all. Because I know what I was at one point. And I don't even want to get back there. Like, that's not even my goal. My goal is health, my goal is movement, my goal is to feel good and to be healthy. But you have to know what your goals are. You have to know what it is for you. What I can tell you is things that don't work. It doesn't work to be like, I will like myself when I lose 10 pounds. I like myself when I lose 50 pounds. I like myself when I'm a size such and such, right? Doesn't work. Now, if you were to get healthy and release the weight, you'll all of a sudden feel like, oh my gosh, this is incredible. But you have to love you first. And then things will happen. You also have to know that it's not when I get this new car, or when I get a bigger house, or when I own a home. You have to learn to love yourself now. And you have to start and be willing to do the work. Because it can happen. And it's easier than you think. It is a lot easier than you think. I wrote down a whole list. And it will never be the possessions that you obtain that will make you happy. It will not be that significant other that will make you happy. Now, I have a significant other. I've been married for 33 years. That makes me really happy, right? But I have to have confidence in myself. In fact, when I came into this marriage and was a model and had a lot going for me, had this college degree, I really had things together. I'd had a 4.0 grade point average. I mean, it was good. And yet I still didn't even like me. Did not even like me. And that's changed for me. I've been able to change that. I came up with 13 things very quickly. 13 things right off the bat that I had to do different. 13 things that I was like, okay, if I could do these things, and I know you want it to be, do these 3 things and you'll be better. It's not going to happen. But this is 13 suggestions of things that you could do, you could change, and you could start to make improvements. The first one is to be willing to feel the pain. When we can feel the pain and we can name it, we can be like, okay, so I'm angry, I'm upset, I'm frustrated, I'm discouraged. Name the pain and then let it go. Do something about it. Figure out what you need to do so you're not in the same spot, right? The second one that I have on here is forgiveness. You have got to be willing to forgive yourself. I could forgive everyone else all the time and did it all the time. But I wasn't forgiving me. I was not forgiving me. And as long as I didn't forgive me, I still felt shame, embarrassment, self-consciousness, did not love me, did not like me, right? The other thing that I'm going to say is the very biggest, one of the best steps you can do is raise your integrity. When you start to trust you, you trust you, I trust me, right? When you can trust you, your integrity raises. And to raise your integrity, you have to build trust. So start with the things of keeping your word to yourself. If you say you're going to exercise, exercise. If you say you'll be on time, be on time. Raise your own integrity, and you will begin to trust yourself more. When you trust yourself more, you'll learn to love yourself. We know that we do business with people we know, like, trust, and what? Believe in, right? And if you want to believe in yourself, you've got to know, like, and trust you. So when you do that, you automatically can believe in yourself and you'll accomplish more. Another one is to serve others. When we can get outside of ourselves and we can quit focusing on us and poor me, when we can totally take it to the next level, we will be more successful. We will love ourselves more. Take your focus off of yourself and serve. Serve, serve, serve. No matter what it is, serve other people. Make that a big thing for you. Next one is take responsibility for your actions. Now, this is a big one. So many times we place blame. Well, I couldn't get it done because so-and-so didn't do it. Okay. Placing blame is not being in integrity. You are responsible for what you are supposed to do. And if that involves someone else having to do their part to get to you, you can say, I do not have it done yet. And I'm still awaiting for this. Or you can say, do you know what? This is what it is for me. Take accountability. Being accountable and not placing the blame somewhere else. Why is it in your space? Why is it happening? That will help you to identify, you know what, if you're saying, well, I can't not eat junk food because it's in the cupboard. Okay, either don't open the cupboard, don't buy the junk food, don't allow it in your house. Like, decide where the accountability is and then eliminate the problem, right? Another thing that I really think is powerful is to journal about your shortcomings and find solutions. So I love to journal. I love to do a write and burn process. It's very powerful for me. I love to do it out in nature, but that will be another one of our steps, so I won't say that right now. But learn to journal. Journal about, why am I feeling this way? Why am I upset? What's happening for me? The next one is to create boundaries. We have to have safe boundaries around us. Sometimes that means eliminating someone who is really negative or really harsh. And some of you are probably going, well, that's my spouse. Okay, eliminate what you can and identify what needs to change. Because a lot of times we try to change our husbands or we try to change our wives when really we can only change ourselves. So up-level yourself and see what happens. Most of the time, in most of the couples I work with, if they work on themselves, they stay together. When they try to work on each other, they come apart and it's a divorce. It finalizes the situation. When you can work on yourself and you can work on your own goals and you can learn to love yourself, you will move forward and all of your relationships will get better. When your relationship with you is better, it's better with everyone else. So that one's huge. And consistent self-care, whether that's massages, hot tubbing, I exercise, go hot tub 3 or 4 days a week, watch the sun come up. That's me time. Okay, learn to do self-care, whether that's a bubble bath, whether that's, time on your own, if that's an exercise program that you really want to do, if that's time at the gym, whatever that self-time is that's for you. Is it reading? Is it, you know what? I get 2 hours a week that I get to sit down and watch something I want to watch without any interruptions. Okay, if that's your self-time, that's your self-care, then do that. But that's something that's very important, is our self-care. We need to celebrate our accomplishments. I can't tell you how important it is for you to stay in accomplishment mentality. That means when you have a success, you celebrate it. So today, if I was to have a success, I would say, today I'm filming, yay, I got it done, right? Because I have a lot on my plate, a lot's going on. I have this wedding coming up. It's easy to get caught up and not do the things that need to happen, right? Another celebration for today would be, hey, I made this homemade dinner, had my son and his fiance come over, we checked off a ton of things on the wedding plan to be more successful, right? And to get everything identified, what needs to happen. Okay, we got really organized today. That can be what it is, but celebrate, celebrate, celebrate. Stay in accomplishment mentality. Spend time in nature. Now, I spend way too much time. You can see I'm tan. Like, I've spent time at Costa Rica. I've spent time in Florida. I've spent 3 different trips to Lake Powell this year. Spend time in nature is important. Now, I've been writing a book and I've been creating some content and doing other things, but this is one of the things that we do. We schedule our life around having Lake Powell time and vacations and doing the things that we want to do. Now, normally I don't travel quite this much. Well, I do, but I'm speaking. And Florida was a business trip. I will hand you that. I did take a couple of days to play. But I do want you to know that you need to have time out and you need to have nature. There's nothing like a beach. There's nothing like the mountains. I live in the mountains and I get nature 5 days a week, and I love it, but it's something that's huge. Focus on your attributes, your qualities, your talents. Stop focusing on your ingrown toenail. Like, really? Let's focus on the things that we do good. You know, for me today, hey, I cooked a phenomenal dinner. It was awesome. It was fresh produce, and it was great. It was a roast of potatoes, and it was yummy, right? And salad and corn on the cob. It was stuff from the garden. It was awesome. Celebrate the good things. Okay, celebrate that connection. I went to a meeting today, and I connected with the youth, and I feel like I had a huge impact. Okay, celebrate the wins. Celebrate those things. And focus on them. Focus on your talents. Focus on what you're good at. Do the things that you're good at. I like to do the things I'm good at and hire out the stuff I'm not so good at. And if money is tight, find out what you're really good at, because what you're really good at, you could make more money at. So maybe you're in a job that it's not your best talent, not your best ability. It might be time to really take a look at that. The next one is let go of the baggage. Let yesterday go. You cannot change what you did, but you can change how you feel about it. You can decide to learn the lesson. You can decide to see what you learned from going through that challenge or trial. You can really have an impact and let go of it. Let go of your history. Hold on to the good. Hold on to the memories. Hold on to the family, to the experiences, and to those things that really helped you grow. Let go of the challenges. Let go of people belittling you, people not letting you be enough. Why did I not think I looked good in a swimsuit? Because of all the things everyone else said. And then I believed it. Okay? That's not what the magazine thought. Is that stupid? I was listening to a bunch of my twin brother's friends, right? They're just like, oh, whatever. No, but be willing to look at it and let it go. And the last one is change how you feel about the past. If you have been wronged, forgive. It's you that's hurting. If you have wronged someone else, forgive. Get rid of it. Let it go. Forgive yourself. Allow yourself to move forward. Allow yourself to be lovable. Okay, that was 13 things that we went through really fast. But this episode's longer than I wanted it to be. But I wanted to really give you some meat. I wanted to give you things that I have done to change how I feel about myself. I love me. And sometimes I get to hang out with me and I get to be my best friend. I'm not going to lie. There are times that I struggle. There's times that I struggle with the size, or whether it is working or not working on releasing and letting it go, right? There are times that it's really challenging, and I have to go back to my own list. I have to go back to those steps and processes and look at it and go, okay, what am I doing? Where am I getting hung up? Stop looking for approval. Love yourself and start liking yourself, right? When we like ourselves, I want you to think about that Facebook, that like button. Like. Now we can love ourselves. Now we can laugh at ourselves. We can do, and you can go do it on your own page, right? Thanks for being here with me today. I hope that you have learned and gained from this. It's been a lot of information really, really quickly. But I want you to know that I am here to help you. I am here to serve you. I am here to help you with the challenging things that I have gone through myself, and the things that can help you to have a better life, will assist you to go down the road in a better way and be more successful. So thanks for being here with me. If you haven't joined our group, go to allthingspossible.biz. Join our group, get your free gifts, and be here with us so that you can get more information, more healing techniques, and different personal development tools and things that we share with you all the time. Thanks for being here. I'm so happy that I get to share things with you, and we'll see you next time here on All Things Possible. Bye-bye.